March 16th, 2024. This is going to be a tour of property and featuring phase 6 of the bird room, which is primarily in the backyard, but now it's in the whole yard. We get all kinds of birds now because of where we live and also because of what we've done to the yard to make very conducive environment for birds to live here and bathe and eat and play, and it's just very, very cool. So a lot has been done this past month to fine-tune some of the areas. We have a mockingbird that's inside this weeping yaupon tree. Hopefully a nest is being built. The magnolia is doing extremely well, continuing. Probably what, 7 years ago I built this island. My Carolina sapphire cypress trees, I trimmed them up a little bit. These little guys are only 3 years old. Started out about 1 foot high, and they're super thick. They're a drought resistant tree, bug resistant tree, and they have a beautiful citrus bouquet that you can smell from quite a distance away. It's very nice. You can see we've got some tall grass here that my landscaper, his name is DDZ Landscaping, Dan, does a great job in cleaning this up. Did some light removal, and what I'm going to do is keep this cut down, and I've got a source of pine needles. I've already used up all the pine needles in my yard, but I've got a source of pine needles that I can grab. One of the neighbors is going to be bought some land and does not care if we harvest the pine needles, so I'm going to fill this area up with pine needles just to be consistent, look really nice, bring it all the way out to the grass. So most of the stuff that we've done is in the backyard. This is a great time for azaleas. They're all in full bloom, and you'll see in the backyard where I've planted some azaleas in some key spots. River rock continues to be amazing as far as keeping everything in place in heavy rainstorms. Weed and feed the grass, I did that. We'll see how well that turns out. Planted a bunch of pentas. These are perennial pentas that I got from Anson's nursery in Lecanto. You can see that the flowers are just beautiful. And the thing about perennial pentas is that they come back every year. Butterflies love these. Hummingbirds love them. And they're just a really, really pretty plant. So I've got some potted perennial pentas in the front here. It's a good day to take this video because it's overcast for a short period of time. It's easier to see things. There's the little turtles. They're kind of just resting right now, not moving around much. So my landscaper Dan is going to take over the responsibility for trimming these yaupons, which are challenging trees. I mean, that's what he does. He does big stuff. And the 4 hollies, he's coming technically or theoretically he's coming back April 15th to do that, to do the first trim. These rather magnolia trees are since 2008, and they are pretty magnificent, doing great. Got a kick out of the flax lilies. The flax lilies had a good year, good winter. No winter burn, no frost burn, and they are booming. I actually transplanted 1 clump of flax lilies in the backyard. Now this whole unit here, this is one plant that can be easily divided into probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 individual plants. And I'm thinking of taking this out, this one plant, to just give you a perspective. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and I'm thinking of taking the middle one out and raking the river rock over, cleaning it up a little bit, dividing it into 6, and putting it maybe over here in this new area, which you may recall one of the previous videos, JLH was here and took out 30 trees. The main objective was I had pine trees that were growing right through this oak and kind of smothering it. I wanted this oak to have the ability to do its thing, which it is. It's really filling out great. It's getting a lot of sun, and it's a very happy tree, so very pleased with that. But my landscaping guy with his 28 horsepower Craftsman came in and essentially mulched all this tall grass. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you an area that we're going to take 3 pine trees out and chip those trees. After we grind these stumps, they're going to grind all the stumps, which is a lot of stumps in here to grind. And then I'll spread that stump mulch in here to even out this area. The idea is to get this area kind of flat, like on the other side of the house. Over here, that's the north side. This is the south side. So eventually I'm going to take probably 15-20 yards of pine chips without any pine needles. I'll explain that in a minute. And fill this in so it's going to look really, really sharp. There's no reason why I can't take the flax lilies and put them on the outside of the carport. You can see the flag here. I actually have, which has been buried since we moved here 10 years ago. We actually have 2 sprinkler heads here that work, one here and one about 8 feet beyond the end of the carport. So these sprinkler heads can easily feed or water the flax lilies. So I'm thinking of putting in a whole row of flax lilies right here just to kind of give a little bit of a border and, you know, hide what's inside the carport a little bit. So something else on this area right here, I'm getting to the bird room. We're headed that way. But right here, this was all what we call picker bushes. And Dan came in with his tractor and mulched all of this. We've got a few stumps that are going to get ground. He cut the stumps really low so I could keep it mowed, but why not take the stumps out? Because I'm having JLH come with their stump grinder, and they're going to, very reasonable price, remove all the stumps. Now, right here, in the center of the video here, you can see 3 pine trees, 1, 2, 3, and behind that, get a little closer. Behind that is this very, very pretty indigenous palm that's been on my land forever. That it's called a cabbage palm, and it's a unique looking palm. And what I want to do is I want to feature this palm on this side of the yard. This is going to remain, you know, very natural looking, I guess is the best way to put it. So what JLH is going to do is they're going to come here and cut down these 3 pine trees, and they're big. They're probably 80 feet, maybe 90 feet, and the top 30 feet has got all loaded up with pine needles. So they're gonna chip everything that's just plain pine, and when we get up to the pine needles, they're gonna chip that into the truck. But all the pine chip all the chips from the pine trees without any needles are going to go back over here after the stumps are ground. So that's all good. So that's what's going on in the front. Not necessarily related to the bird development, but there actually is, because over here in the corner I have a new bluebird house that's not populated yet. The bluebird house in the back, there's some good activity. A nest has been built. I peeked, and no eggs yet. So I know we had a family of 3 babies in May, June of a year ago, or 2 years ago perhaps. Okay, so what's going on in the bird room? This is the bird room. Incredible population of birds now. I mean, we have, I'm going to say, hundreds of birds a day. Pileated woodpecker yesterday, cardinals yesterday, a lot of finches, doves. The list just goes on and on and on. So this is the flax lily here that I took out yesterday from the front, cut it into 3 sections, and on each side we've got perennial pentas here on each side. So that's going to be these have just been planted. These are going to get into like roughly 3 feet high and 3 feet in diameter. It's going to be really pretty. So over here, this is all the work that was done 2+ years ago. I revamped this this island here. It's mulched, and I'll kind of walk through that in a second. This area here is where I put plants that aren't doing well. I call it the hospital. And by luck, I guess luck, these plants are all doing well. This is a perennial penta that was root bound, and it grew here last year. It's going to be probably 4 feet in diameter, 4 feet high. This is kind of a tropical plant that doesn't like cold weather, but it's doing great. That was on the lanai, and it typically would lose all of its leaves. It didn't lose its leaves this winter. This is a annual penta that survived. I'm just seeing how that's going to do. And this is a little, well, good-sized mum that was root bound. So I took it out of the container and planted it, and we'll see how that does. The red-tip flotilla are doing great. This is a beautiful time for this plant. All of the new growth, the tips, thus the word red-tip. All the tips grow and become green leaves, but before that they all turn red. So we have this very, very pretty 3 red-tip flotilla that are doing really well. They grow about 1 foot a year, and they're going to go up to 8 feet. Now, drum roll, please. This is an area that was just plain vines and woods and pickers that again, my guy Dan was really good, hard worker. I wanted to open this up to clear out an area on the other side where I had been putting yard waste. He did such a great job. We walk into this area, it's really like a really private little area that we can walk in and around. It's kind of neat. I'm cleaning it up as we go. All the vines, most of the vines have been taken down. Some of them have really big thorns and all that kind of stuff. Like, this is an area of opportunity here that I can clean up a lot further, which I will. We left a couple of palmetto palms here because they're everywhere. But here's the drum roll. What's really cool, I read what's the best type of tree to plant on something like this where I want to keep privacy in the yard, as well as take care of nourishing bumblebees, butterflies, and hummingbirds, and squirrels. This is called a weeping bottle washer. Let's give you a good view of that. So this is probably 8 feet tall, and eventually is going to be another 10 feet tall, so 18 feet by 15 feet wide. It's going to be gorgeous. And the nice thing about this that I'm really excited about is that we spent the money to buy 5 of them. And frankly, I can already see butterflies and bees enjoying. Oh, they love it. Oh man, that's really cool. I'm looking right now at some birds that are checking it out. But these seeds are a genuine treat for some birds as well as squirrels, and they're more than welcome to them. Help them grow. And again, I saw my first bumblebee, believe it or not, little baby. And again, it's March, but you can see all of the bottle washer flowers here. They're just gorgeous. And this is a very, very hardy leaf. This is a drought-resistant plant once it's established. What I'm doing now is I'm giving each tree 4 to 5 gallons of water in the morning every day for a month, and then after that every other day, and that's what's recommended by the nursery. I'm careful about using water. I time it so we're not using too much. This is a tree it's actually an older tree with a bigger trunk, and it's in the, got a little damage here, unfortunately, too bad. But these are going to become bottle washers, flowers. So this is cool, and this is loaded. Okay, this is really going to bloom in, I would guess, 1 to 2 weeks. So this is another one in roughly the same phase. It's getting a lot of water. You can see it's going to weep. This is one already almost down to the ground. But this is tree number 3. Over here is tree number 4. I had DZ's Landscaping install these, and you can see that they have a nice berm around the tree so the water stays where it's supposed to. 5 gallons. I just watered it. You can see it's damp. 5 gallons of water per tree per day. Here's another bottle washer that was at the nursery for a year. It was actually kind of root bound when we took it out, but it's already been forced to flower, and we're getting a lot of bottle washer flowers. This is the one that the birds were just on before I came here. Pretty cool. So privacy, hummingbirds love this tree. It's a drought resistant tree. It's really pretty, and you get an idea what I'm doing here. This is a semicircle of bottle washers here that's going to kind of distinguish this area. It's going to be a natural, very natural looking area. Okay, so let's go back outside this new area here. This definitely qualifies as phase 6 bird room stuff. Okay, we came in this way. We can go all the way around this way. Here's my palm grove, which is doing extremely well, and that's lit at night. Time to trim my palm grove a little bit. I'm going to clean up all these live oaks. These are the 2 Spanish bayonet palms that are doing well. They both have significant growth at the bottom, so they have new babies. And they're very pretty. They're doing great. And say goodbye to the weeping bottle washers. Okay, what else is new since think the last one I did was a couple of years ago. This is a perennial penta. I found 2 of these in a nursery a couple of years ago, and they really did great. They grow to about 3 feet high and 3 feet in diameter. These are like a purple color. This is an area here where I planted a bunch of pentas recently. They're gonna do really well. Again, I'm giving these water every day for a month. This is our bird bath that I moved to this area. St. Francis is here with the little frog. Karen likes that. Karen Francis Dupuy. So here's a couple more pentas. Another one here. The outdoor lighting is doing a great job. This is a time when the live oaks lose their leaves, but they still look great. They don't lose all their leaves, they just shed. And then those leaves are great nourishment, nutrition for the plants. This is the myrtle oak that is doing amazing. I mean, since I had that pruned, I think it's grown 10 feet in height. The trunk has really gotten a lot larger, probably 3 inches in diameter. I mean, it's really, really healthy. And this is going to look spectacular when it gets its new leaves in a very short period of time. This was a gift from my godchild, new birdhouse, which my friend installed. And this is pretty cool. It has the ability to take videos and pictures and send them to your phone. The only problem that I had with that is that I was getting 100 messages an hour and pictures of various birds just sitting there. So I kind of shut it off, but it's a good bird feeder. And thanks, Carrie Ann, for that. So this area's been cleaned up a little bit. Again, I harvested all the pine needles and put them out front. I showed you where those are. Those are over here in the front of the yard. This is brand new. These are 3 very, very nice azaleas. Karen wanted a purple color, and these are called Encore azaleas. They bloom 3 times a year, and what's really neat is they have individual flowers. They don't have groups of flowers. I'll show you some at another tree. This is one of the outdoor lights at night. I just noticed that I can clean those. I haven't done that. So we got 3 azaleas here, and this is the middle live oak tree in this back room. That's the other live oak tree, which is doing super. Whoop, I'll be darned. I don't know how that happened, but a squirrel got up there. This is the most active bird feeder, where we have 2 sources of sunflower seeds and a whole bunch of suet. And again, I just saw a squirrel that was grabbing this suet here. But this slinky works really, really well. You can see all the clawing that takes place from the squirrels to try to get up here, and pretty much 100% works. This is the sundial here that I'm gonna straighten up a little bit here. We just had spring forward, so I shifted the time on this, and if we look, this looks like the line right here. So it's somewhere a little bit after 10. It's about 10:30 in the morning. This thing works great. I gotta just straighten it up a little bit. That should be fine. This is another Carolina sapphire cypress tree. It's doing really well. More pentas here. Again, butterflies love these pentas. So here's Daisy's swing. We're in the northeast corner of the yard now. And here's some new, these are shade azaleas. They're technically purple. Looks like a dark pink. But what's really cool about these azaleas is that when they blossom, it's one individual flower. They don't come out in a clump. So it's very pretty. And these are going to be 7 feet wide and 7 feet high, roughly. So I spread them out far enough that they'll touch. And this is a live oak tree that they're going to be around. It's going to be very pretty. So this whole area was 3 years of yard waste, which my landscaper removed, he and his co-worker. And again, we've harvested a lot of the pine needles, put them in the front yard. Almost done. So if we do this, and then this is an area that gets lots and lots of attention all day long. You can probably see that. Lots of finches. We have finches and cardinals. Oh, I just saw the bluebird go in its house. See, it's right there, looking inside, and in it goes. That's exciting. That's a live shot of a bluebird checking out the bluebird house. I peeked in there yesterday, and there is a new nest. So that bluebird just went inside. Might be doing some more work. I put a little teaser on top of the roof of mealworms, which bluebirds just love. So I've got a supply. There's another one. So I've got a supply of, and that's what that bluebird's doing right now. Oh my God, there's a whole bunch there. Very cool. Wow, I see 3. This is cool, man. It's really cool to see the bluebirds here. There's a bunch of them. So they're passing the, wow, very neat. Yes, I'm into it, okay? I like birds. I love landscaping. I love fixing up the yard. I love balance in the yard. I love the activity that this room has created. Let's just go over this way a little bit. A little bit more. Here we go. I see a lot of activity here. Birds eating the suet, having sunflower seeds. Very cool. Very excited to see on this video now these bluebirds live. The right here, one of the bluebirds just poked its head out. Very cool. So this is a good time to. How long is this? Almost 30 minutes. Ooh. So this is a good time to end this video. This is Citrus County, Florida, Pine Ridge Community. This is phase 6 work on the bird room, which is, I have about 2,000 hours personally into this over a 3-year period. So it's come out really well. And it's a beautiful day to record this. I'll keep you updated on how the bottle brush weeping bottlebrush plant trees do. But I'm going to sign off here. Please like this and feel free to join. Getting close to 1,000 people. This is a good one. So thanks again. Have a great day. Stay safe.